in that moment when you got involved in that, ever have a thought that's like, tap the brakes and what am I doing? Or was the money, the allure of money and the drugs, you were just on that rocket ship ride?
Yeah. So there's not one prostitute out there that does it because she wants to, that she loves what she's doing. The only way that I could survive was if I was numb, if I was dead. So transaction after transaction, my heart would die just a little bit more. I got to the point in the bar in Vegas where I don't look at you anymore, I look through you. I can tell, prostitutes are a very good judge of character.
Yeah.
You can tell who's lying, you can tell who has money, you can tell who's a danger to you, you can tell who's really hurting. And I got to the point where, so you have to understand, my perception of men, all you want from me is sex. All you want from me is what I can do for you. And so instead of falling into the victim mentality, I became the predator. And I'm gonna take you for everything you have. And this is the way that I got through my day-to-day, was knowing these guys aren't coming in here, they're not taking advantage of me. I'm gonna milk them for all they're worth.
It's a vicious way of looking at life in the world.
Yes, I was completely dead on the inside. And yes, fueled by meth, fueled by alcohol, fueled by cigarettes. This was my day-to-day.
Still hear that faint voice of God from time to time?
Sure, absolutely. When it was quiet, nobody else was around. Yeah, I'll give you a great example. One day I discovered I wasn't feeling too good. Something wasn't right on the inside. And the owner's wife drove me to the grocery store, and turns out I was pregnant. Great. What am I going to do with that? A prostitute who's pregnant is not conducive for good business. I was his biggest moneymaker in that house. And his wife looked at me and said, "Oh, don't worry about it, honey. Just be ready in the morning. We'll take care of it. Just be ready to go in the morning." I'm thinking, what is she talking about? So in the morning, I was ready. She picked me up, put me in her car, drove me into Vegas. We walked into what I remember to be a building that looked like it was completely cinder block. And it didn't have any windows. But I remember the receptionist desk, and I remember people speaking Spanish. And I remember going into a room where they strapped me to a table, and when I woke up, I wasn't pregnant anymore. And the doctor saying to me, I faintly remember saying, 2 weeks flat on her back, no working. And they drove me back to the brothel, and I was up working that night. John after John after John after John, because you're just dead. Now you say, was that little voice there? I knew that abortion was wrong, but I'm trying to justify in my mind. I have no idea who the father is. I have no idea what the poor condition of this child is going to be, because I'm a drug addict, I'm an alcoholic, I smoke like a chimney, and what kind of a condition, what kind of a mother am I going to be? What kind of a life is this child going to have? And so I'm trying to justify. And this is when I began to say, God, you there?